In this video, we'll be looking into 2025 IJMB Biology Practical Specimen. And the preparatory questions too. So, looking at this is alternative A. Please, I am Mathchem tutorial. And this is my phone number, my WhatsApp number, in case if you want to get in touch with me. So, have a look at the specimen. Specimen A. That one says that they will provided as a figure on the question paper. So, that one is not yet disclosed to anybody yet. But look at the other specimen B, C, D, E, F. Now, note something that there is no E. Look at it again from A, then B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and M. And then read these notes that we have here, as you can see. Good. So these are the specimen released by what? By IJMB. So what I'm going to do now is that I will predict some possible questions based on the specimen released. So, and I will categorize the specimen into four, three per each. Now I will categorize B, C, D as my first category, then E, F, G as my second category, then I, J as my third category, and then K, L, M as my fourth category. So now let's look at possible questions for each of the category. Now let's start with the category 1. That is, we'll be looking at B, specimen B, C, and what? And D. So if I'm working on the specimen B, C, D. So what are the possible things they might ask you based on this specimen B, C, and what? And D. So the first thing they can ask, they can say, okay, maybe study specimen B, C, and what? And D. And remember that B is what? Bat. Specimen C is what? Maize, Weevil. And then specimen D is what? This is a Clarias fish. So now the first question they can ask is that they can say, let me name it as 1A. So they can ask you that if you identify specimen B, C, and D by their common names and what? And classification up to class. You understand? So again, they can ask you to maybe you should identify specimen B, C, and D by their common names and classification up to what? Up to class. So if you are given that, okay, so specimen B, for the identification, specimen B will be bats, and that will be Chiroptera, and also the class will be Mammalia. Okay, and for specimen C will be, that's the Maize, Weevil. So, and then this thing will be Cytophilosines. Why the class is Insecta, and insect. Okay. For specimen D, that's what? Clarias. So the name will be Clarias. I used to call this thing Garepinus. So depends on the kind of intonation you used to call it. But the class will be Pisces. Okay. Yeah. So now another question they can ask you. Let me limit as 1B. Okay, another question they can ask you based on this specimen is that they can say you should state the adaptive features of each specimen to its mode of living. You understand? So you can say you should state the adaptive features of each specimen. Remember that the specimen is just BCD. So to its mode of living. So the adaptive features, let me start from bat first. So for bats, so what are they? It has wings for flight, sharp teeth for fruits, for fruits or insects. Yeah, and then it also have echolocation too. Yeah, so echolocation as well. Okay. Now what about weevils? This weevil. That's weevil. So for weevil now, what does it have? It has a three mouth parts. That's three mouth parts. Mouth parts. And it also have antenna for sensing. Yeah, it has an antenna for sensing. Now what about Clarias? That one, it has fin for swimming. It has fin for swimming. You know, as per I said, it's a fish. It's a fish. Even if you look at this classification to now, this one is an insect. This one is a mammal. So this one is an insect. And this one is a fish. That's species. I used to call it species. So for this Clarias, what does it have? It has fin for swimming. Fin for swimming. It has gills for respiration. And then what again? It also has a slippery body. I mean, the skin is always slippery. So slippery body. So that's that about that. Now another thing they can ask when comparing this BCD is that well, they can also ask that maybe you should state two economic importance of each specimen. Let me take it as 1C. Two economic importance of each specimen. So now what will be the economic importance of this specimen BCD 22? So for the bat is a pollinator. Get it's using pollination, is a pollinator, and then there's also a seed disperser. Seed disperser. What about for weevil? For weevil now, weevil causes damage to grains. Everybody knows that. It's weevil causes damage to grains. And another one is that it is used in lab studies. That people use it in the lab. So useful in lab study. And what about this one? This fish, this Clarias. So it's a source of protein. Yeah, that's fish. Source of protein. And what again? And it's used in aquaculture. Aquaculture. So the economic importance. That's that. Now another thing they can also ask again, based on these three group specimen as BCD, they can say you should tabulate two observable differences between specimen B and specimen D. Yes, based on their locomotion, let's say body covering, and then let's say their sense organs too. You get? So since you compare specimen B and what and D, yeah, because if you look at it now, this B is this B is a mammal, but why this D is a fish. So they can say if you compare their locomotion, body covering, and sense organs too. Okay, valuable differences. So let me tabulate like that. Let me tabulate. And limit 1D. Okay, so for this now, the tabulation, let me take it like this. Let me write features here, feature, and okay, I can put bat here. Let me enter specimen B, and also the other one is D. That's Clarias, that's specimen D. Okay, so I said three things like observable differences comparing in terms of locomotion, body covering, and sense organs. So locomotion, that's their movement. So you get. So what happened to bats? Bat flies with wings. Everybody knows that. Flies with wings. And then what about this fish? It swims with fin. That's the fin. The fin on the body. So swims with what? With fins. Okay. Another thing we are going to compare is based on body covering. Based on body covering. So what cover the body of bat? That's what air, or you call it fur. Now what about what cover the clarias? Clarias, that's the fish. So that's scale. Everybody knows that scale is to cover their skin. And also you maybe call it slimy skin. Anyone. Okay. Now what about in terms of sense organs? Sense organs. So what sense organs does the bat has? It has an eye, air, and it has an echolocation too. Now what about the specimen D? It has eyes too. It has lateral line system. So it has eye, it has lateral system. So this is for the specimen BCD. This is what I have for you for the specimen BCD, and this is the first category, as you can see. Now let's move to the second category. Now the second category here is specimen F, G, and H. As you can see it here. Now, what are the things they might ask you, or they may ask you in your using them from the specimen F, G, and H? Okay. Well, what they will firstly say that they ask to observe first. They'll say you should observe specimen F and G and what and H. So after observing it, then they can ask you to name the type of inflorescence in each specimen. So they can ask you to name so let me name this as 2A. 2A. So they can ask you to name the type of inflorescence in each specimen. So if they ask you that, what are you going to do? For specimen F, that one is that's Padix. Y for G, that's Spike. Y for H, for A, that's Panicle. Yeah, that's Panicle. Okay. Well, another thing also asks you to do from these categories that, well, they can ask you to draw and label the longitudinal section of specimen G. They can ask you to draw this. So take note this. So try to learn that the diagram of this, the longitudinal section. So they can ask you to draw it. So go and learn and master the drawing very well. I'll be the labeling. So another thing they can ask you from this specimen F, G, and H is that well, they can say you should state one agent of pollination of each specimen. Agent of pollination of each specimen. So specimen F, G, and then F, G, and H. So what are the agent of pollination? So for specimen F, that's insect. While for specimen G, that's wind. And specimen H2 is also wind. So those are the agents of pollination for those specimens. Another thing they can still ask you again, looking at specimen F, G, and H, well, they can still ask maybe to state two ways by which specimen G is adapted to its pollination method. Yeah, they may ask you that as well. This is just a predicted likely things that they may ask you. So if you state two ways by which specimen G is adapted to its pollinated method. So what is that going to be? Okay, that will be, let me limit to D. So that's a light pollen grains. So light pollen grains. And also long okay. Well, you can say no scent or nectar. So no scent or nectar. Another thing we can still say, okay, we can say long stamen, yeah, or maybe anti-exposed. We can say that too. Long stamen or maybe anti-exposed. So that's that. Well, based on this first category and this second category, these are the things I have for you. So please watch this video again. So I'll be stopping this video here. Then I will upload another video for this third category and this fourth category. So please share this video to your classmates. Give us a like, give us a nice comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Bye.